We strut around like peacocks. We prance, we dance, we show our feathers. We're all glitz and glamour. We love to put on a show. We wrap ourselves in homes that seek to impress, because we seek to impress. We wrap ourselves in cars that are sleek and stylish and that show off how much money we have, because we seek to impress. We wear certain clothes that have certain labels, brands that demonstrate our wealth, our riches. The funny thing is, with a lot of these accoutrements of modern civilization that we wear as costumes and masks to impress, a lot of the time it tells us nothing about the person. Because for so many people, that beautiful car, they're in debt for that beautiful car. That home, that McMansion, they're in debt over their eyeballs so that they have that palace that they live in. The clothes that they wear, the handbags that are carried around, the jewelry. A lot of this, people are in debt up to their eyeballs. That's not everybody, but that's a lot. And even for those who can afford it, there's so much concern for what we wrap ourselves in looks like, and not just what it looks like, the message that it sends to other people. Because our egos are so wrapped up in wanting to make a statement to the world that we're better than the rest, that we're smarter than the rest. A lot of people go to certain schools just so they can hang the diploma. It ain't even about what they're going to learn. Because if you look at some of the things that people study and get degrees for, it's meaningless. What are you actually learning, and what are you actually doing with any of it? A lot of people, they go to the right school so that they get the right diploma, the right piece of paper that they can show. Again, all of these things are not about the substance. They're about what it says to other people, because we love to send a message that we're more powerful than others, that we're stronger than others, that we're smarter than others, that we're better than others, that we're richer than others. And none of it might be true. And in so many cases, none of it is true. None of it is true. It's all an illusion. Just like we mirror the world that we live in. Everything about this world is a mirage, a hallucination, a false reality. And so we mirror that by ensuring that what others see about us is nothing more than a mirage, a hallucination, an oasis in the desert. When inside is barren, the heart is desolate, like the desert, like the oasis, the fake oasis in the desert. Our heart is dry, is barren, is desolate like the desert. But that's not what we'll show to the world. That's not the image that we cast, because our egos are fragile. We walk around insecure with who we really are. And because the heart is empty, and because the heart is false, and because the heart is longing and wanting, we build all of this up around us to make up for the fact that we're that we're thirsty inside, that we're hungry inside, that we're desperate inside, that we're longing inside, that we're chasing our tail inside, that we're lying to ourselves inside. But to the world, we look like we have it all together. To the world, we look strong. To the world, we look rich. To the world, we look wise. And we're so concerned with it. We're so caught up in it that we can't see. We can't see. This illusion has confused us. It's caused chaos in our minds. And it's not just modern civilization. It's always been like this since the beginning of time. Ever since we were cast out of Eden, our hearts have been wanting, longing, searching, seeking to come back into the loving bosom of Yahuwah. After being rejected, after being tossed out, after being cast out of Eden because of our sin, because of our disobedience, because of our rejecting Him and listening to the serpent. And since then, it has been woe upon us. Until Yahushua HaMashiach, Yahuwah, manifested Himself in the flesh to live among us. Were we worth saving? Were we worth not wiping out once and forever? Were we worth redemption? Were we worth bringing back into Eden, into a kingdom to come? Yahuwah manifested Himself, the Word manifested in the flesh to live among us, to walk among us, and to decide for all of our hatred, for all of our misery, for all of our atrocities, for all of our evil, for all of our sin. Was there any goodness in us? And how did He come? Think about this. How did Yahushua HaMashiach come? He came in the most omniscient of all beings. Truly the strongest, most powerful, the smartest, everything we project. Yahuwah is and more and beyond, unfathomable in His glory and His greatness and His power. And how does He come? He comes as a servant to man, to us. In all our depravity and decadence and defilement, in all of our evil and sin, Yahusha, who comes in His Father's name, the Most High, the Supreme Elohim, Yahuwah, He who breathes life, and His only begotten Son, Yahuwah, manifested in the flesh, born of the Ruach HaKodesh, the Holy Spirit, Yahusha, the Most High who saves, comes not as a conqueror, but as a servant. As a servant. Washing the feet of His brethren. Can you imagine? We can't even fathom that. In all of our insecurity and all of our ego, we project an image that we're conquerors, that we hold dominion over others, that we're more powerful than others. And yet the most powerful, the Most High, walks among us as a servant to serve. With humility, with humbleness. That's what true, when you're truly strong inside, when you're truly powerful inside, when you're truly great, you don't need to project an illusion upon this world. You know, you think about the Green Berets, the Navy SEALs, the elite special warfighters of this world. The most dangerous among us, the most proficient at war among us, the deadliest among us. What are they known as? The quiet professionals. You don't even know they're around. There's an old saying, walk softly, but carry a big stick. There's a moniker that was once viewed as being, as exuding true strength, a human character with substance. And that was being the strong, silent type. Think about those terms in which true strength is described. The quiet professional, the strong, silent type. Walk softly, carry a big stick. Because when you are truly great inside, when your heart is full of truth, and it is truly powerful, truly strong, and we don't need to project an image. That's deceit, that's deception. All war, read Sun Tzu's Art of War. All war is deception. When you are weak, project strength. When you are strong, project weakness. Project weakness because you lure your enemies in and you destroy them. Project strength so that your enemies don't attack you when you're weak. All war is deception. And all of our insecurities, all of our weaknesses, lead to all of the illusions that we cast and the images that we project to hide our insecurities, rather than working on the heart and the soul and the spirit. We work on the illusion. We construct the artifice. We build the facade instead of investing in the source of all power, in the source of all strength. The heart, the soul, the spirit. And in bringing Yahushua HaMashiach into our lives so that he can revitalize our dead hearts. So he can recharge revitalize, resuscitate our perishing soul. Instead of investing in nourishing our spirit with the Son of the Most High, with the Supreme Elohim, we focus on everything that is not real, that is of no substance. That's how fragile we are. That's how lost we are. That's how confused we are. Can you imagine the truth and the strength and the life that we would have if we would invest all of that energy in nourishing our heart with the word, with the phrases, the parables, the stories, and the life of Yahusha HaMashiach, the Son of the Most High. And how he makes our hearts righteous and justified and sanctified. And how he brings us to life for the first time ever, where we were once created in the image of the Supreme Elohim and then cast out of Eden. He saves us. Yahusha saves us and puts us back on the path to the kingdom of Yah, to the kingdom of Yahuwah, to the kingdom to come. Such that instead of esteeming ourselves with all of this false imagery, we work to esteem others, our fellow man, who still have that broken heart, who still have that broken spirit, who still have that broken soul. We work to esteem them. We work to build them up. We love our fellow man as we love ourselves. And as we put that work in, as we nourish our heart with the word of Hamashiach, the Messiah, so too then, from our strength, from our inner strength, as the Ruach HaKodesh, the Holy Spirit, guides the inner man, we so too now provide that strength, that encouragement, that inspiration, that motivation for our fellow men who are still living in the illusion, projecting the image of strength when they are eternally dying, perishing. We who now live with the law written on our hearts, such that the law lives forever, no longer written in stone, but now written on our hearts. We pay it forward because our cup runneth over with this new age, where we no longer need an illusion. We no longer need to cast an image. For us now, it's only about strengthening the heart, strengthening the soul, walking the path, and lifting our brothers and our sisters higher. That's it. That's all that counts. Not living in the mirage, not living in the hallucination, and not creating a mirror of that hallucination to cloak our dying hearts, to mask our insecurities, to wear a costume of peacock feathers for this world so that our fellow man will esteem us. No, we in our true strength seek to esteem our fellow man and encourage them. We don't want false esteem. We want to give true esteem, true encouragement, true motivation, true inspiration to those who are fallen, to those who are lost, to those who are living in chaos, to those who are addicted to drugs and alcohol and pornography and all manner of temptation and sin and defilement and depravity and decadence and debasement. We want to help lift them out and deliver them to Yahuwah, so that their souls can be strengthened as well, so their hearts can be mended from their sorrow, from their anxiety, from their depression, their frustration, and having to live this lie. Because that's the only ROI you get. That's the only return on investment there is when you cast that image and you wrap yourself in the cars and the homes and the clothes and the diplomas and all of the signs that you're accomplished in this life. All you end up with in the end is a realization that it all means nothing, because it's all a figment of our imagination. It's all a hallucination. It's all a mirage, and there's no truth in any of it. And so you're eternally seeking and chasing your own tail for answers, for what is the meaning to this life. You're forever lost, sorrowful, depressed, anxious, because you can't figure it out until you finally fall on your knees and ask Yahusha to come into your life. Beautiful, beautiful news is he's not far away. He's right there in your heart. Ever at the ready, ever waiting, his hand ever outstretched to lift you out of the muck and the mire.